Hi, this is Carla at the Jackson County Public Library in Ripley, and this is our first Friday of Scary Stories on our 5 Fridays of Halloween. Stories for this Friday are going to be from around the world, and I'm not going to share with you a ghost story, but a scary creature story. And this one happened relatively recently. In March of 1995, a woman named Madeline Tolentino looked outside her home in Puerto Rico to check on a disturbance in her goat pen. And she reported seeing a terrifying alien-like creature that walked on 2 feet. It had large black eyes, a terrifying alien-looking creature with reptilian skin and spines down its back. Now the following morning, the investigators found 8 dead goats with strange puncture wounds on their chests, and they were completely drained of blood. Well, no one could explain this, so they just kind of put it off to like it was some type of predator, probably a fox. But word got out of these strange killings, and this terrifying creature was named the chupacabra, or in Spanish, goat sucker. Other strange killings from farm animals were also reported, as the creature's menu began to grow to include chickens, sheep, rabbits, even cats and dogs. Hundreds of animals were ending up dead and bloodless. Word began to spread rapidly as people lived in fear. Alarms were raised, and people began reporting similar attacks in Mexico, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, and even South Texas. Now, one of the first sightings, or one of the earlier sightings of the creature, came from the central city of Cagua. A family claims that the creature burst through their child's bedroom window, eviscerated the child's teddy bear, and then escaped, leaving behind rancid meat and a puddle of slime. And by the end of 1995, more than 1,000 cases of animals with blood loss as the cause of death were being cited across the region. And investigators at some of these scenes found 3-toed tracks. Well, there's no animals today that leave tracks like that, and it is still unknown what left the tracks. As reports increased, the description of the creature morphed. Some reported a creature that resembled a large reptilian kangaroo with huge red eyes, and others described it as walking on 4 legs, and was more canid or dog-like in appearance. That it was about the size of a bear, with blue or black skin, mostly hairless, sometimes with spines on its back, sometimes with a long tail, and it had a pig-like snout with fangs. No one who lost animals thought it was a normal animal like a dog or a coyote or a fox. They swore it was something they had never seen before. And as far as terrifying creatures go, few are more terrifying and deadly than the chupacabra when witnessed. The chupacabra was supposedly captured by a couple in Ratliff, Texas. There was no hair on its back. It had massive claws, big teeth, and a really scary growl. A fellow resident, who was also an avid hunter, swore he had never heard anything like that growl before. It was never fully identified, but put down to some creature with mange. And another farmer in Texas claimed to have trapped a similar creature and sent it off to the Texas parks for identification, but unfortunately the specimen was thrown out with the trash and there was no identity ever revealed. About 12 such creatures have been found over the years. Most have been explained as coyotes with mange. However, this does not explain the eyewitness reports or the way the animals died, being drained of blood. I'm going to read you a few of the accounts, which I found fairly interesting. Another popular story in the mid-2000s came on May of 2007, when reports across Colombia appeared. These showed more than 300 sheep wiped out, and eventually a specimen was captured and analyzed by zoologists. However, nothing ever came of the analysis, and the case was rather strange and never followed up on, which seems kind of odd considering those sheep were also completely drained of blood. In April of 2006, a major reporting came from a new location, this time in Russia. Russians in central Russia reported finding a beast that was killing animals and sucking out their blood. In one night, 32 turkeys were killed and drained of their blood entirely. In nearby areas, 30 sheep were killed and had their blood drained. It is believed by paranormal expert in Russia, Vladimir Shinobrov, that the chupacabra resided in the Kharkov region of the country. One of the major weird points of this was that many of the killings were found with bodies placed by color and size, typically stacked up like a pyramid with the corpses arranged by color. In 2009, a dead body was found in Nicaragua of the chupacabra, but this one sure breaks with the descriptions as before. It did not look like a dog or a coyote or anything in nature. According to the people who worked on it, specialists found that it was very different to anything they could have ever found before. It seemingly had soft skin akin to that of a bat, massive claws, and fangs, and a large crest across its vertebrae. In 2017, in Argentina, people saw animals attacked. In May, a man took a photo of an animal that he described as a big bat, like the size of an eagle, that attacked horses and cows. In June of 2017, in Ecuador, 59-year-old Casimiro Flores believed the creature he had fought off was the chupacabra. One day he heard a loud noise that sent chills up his spine. When he turned around, the man of about 5'7" saw a creature. It looked like a brown dog with pointed ears that reached his waist. Trapped by the animal, which dragged him around, Casimiro grabbed a stone and threw it at the creature's forehead. After letting out a cry, it let him go and ran away. In May of 2017 in Honduras, a creature had killed 35 animals in Coloma, a municipality in Cortez, Honduras. Residents feared that the animal, which disappeared as if by magic, would eventually hurt humans, especially children. In May of 2017 in Honduras, residents feared that the animal, which had killed 35 animals already, would eventually start hurting people. And in 2017 in July, in Riverside, California, Carrie Shuker's cat raced inside the home. He looked outside and saw the ugliest looking thing staring at him about 80 feet away, with teeth jutting out in every direction, rippled skin, and a tail like a rat or a possum. Shuker said it looked nothing like a coyote. It was also at least 2 feet bigger and longer than the biggest coyote he'd ever seen. He had no explanation for the beast. And M.J. Bunt, an early childhood educator, also saw the chupacabra this year. I thought, that is the strangest looking animal I've ever seen. She told the Press Enterprise about spotting it near her home. It had the ears of a deer, the long snout, no hair, tail like a rat, long hindquarters. I thought it might be a sick coyote or a sick wolf, but it had too many different characteristics for many of them. So what are these people seeing, and what's killing the animals and draining them of blood? We don't know. And as I'm sure you think, oh, these are things that are happening in different parts of the world and we don't have anything to be afraid of here, I want to show you a book I picked up at last year's Mothman Festival. It is called Monsters, Cryptids, and Mysterious Wild Beasts, West Virginia, Ohio, Maryland, and Beyond. And it is by Janet Quackenbush. And she has an article in here about the Appalachian chupacabra. It's described as having peach fuzz fur, pig-like snout, a layer of single spine-like hackles along its back, sharp teeth with fangs, and stands 3 to 4 feet high. And it was found, or spotted, in Putnam County. So, the article says, most common in southern Americas, this version of the chupacabra is thought to have migrated northwest to the lesser populated regions of West Virginia. It has brown peach-like fur, a pig-like snout, and a layer of spine-like hackles down its back. It has sharp teeth with fangs and stands 3 to 4 feet high. The Appalachian chupacabra has 3 toes on each foot that appear to be more hawk-like talons than dog nails. They are notoriously known for taking down their prey, chicken, sheep, goat, or deer, and sucking the animal clean of any blood. When excited, they let out a high-pitched scream. So where have we heard about the 3 toad footprints and the strange noises it makes in the previous sightings? And it says this is a secretive little guy, and it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack because of its wide range. So the best thing to do is to take a drive along roadways like West Virginia 62. They've got the perfect habitat for coyotes who share the same sort of scavenger-predator habits as the chupacabra. Look for places with roads offering plenty of roadkill deer, rabbits, and raccoons on the highway, along with small farms to steal a chicken or two. One thing to watch for if you're trying to find the chupacabra, keep an eye on the local newspapers. And pay close attention to any reports of animals who have died mysteriously with teeny holes in their bodies. A sure sign that the chupacabra may be lurking in your area. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the stories, and stay safe.